Well, hey folks, Species7 here. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Farm Sim 19 here on the Ricciville map. And now you don't have your pipe out, you peanut. What is the... oh, he went home for the day. Oh, okay. Actually, I was doing it myself. I just thought I left the pipe out. But you know, hey, any chance to lay it off on the hired help, why not? Okay. This is our big oat field. Okay, I can't see the end of the pipe. Ah, there it is. Should have opted for the one with the sunroof, I guess. There we go. So I'm really glad to be back in here this morning. I had an issue yesterday where I thought maybe I'd killed the map and we were going to have to do something drastic. After doing our episode up yesterday, which, as you guys saw, or some of you anyway, it went fine. Things were great. I logged off. I did some of those annoying real-life things that you have to do every once in a while. Later on in the day, I decided I would log back in. And at that point, I just brought the harvester over here. I'd harvested not quite this much of this field. And that truck there was sitting over by our other field where I'd last used it. I don't really want to run one headland just because of this tree. And as soon as I jumped in the truck and went to go empty the little bit of wheat that was left in it, that's when the issues would start. It would immediately hard crash. The screen would just go black. It would leave a little bit of the information, like my screen recording stuff wasn't up there, but like I think it was the little mini-map that appeared up there, or maybe it was the F1, but the rest of the screen was black and it was hard crashed. There was no way to get it back. Short of, you know, Alt-tabbing and logging back in. So I sent my log to Oldman 102, and yeah, just because I looked through it, and in my absolute lack of understanding, that's the expression I'm looking for, non-understanding, misunderstanding, whatever, you know, of what I'm looking at in all reality. The last thing I noticed before it started getting, I kid you not, now these are text files. It was a 10 megabyte file, and 9.6 of those megabytes, I'm pretty sure, was one common Lewis stack error. And the last thing it said before that was something about a waterfall. And then it just started pooping all these errors and crashed. Well, it was kind of weird because where the truck was right across from the big waterfall that's on the map. And I would get it just turned far enough that the waterfall would appear behind us. So my concern, of course, was that something I'd done was now creating a map error. But I sent it off to Oldman, and he did get back to me, and told me that it appeared to be a mod error. So I thought about what I might have added, and removed a couple of things, did nothing, and then I remembered one more mod I'd added from the mod hub, which was the Easy Developer Console, I think it's called. And I removed that, and well, as you can see, we're now playing with me not having to reset the map or do any foolishness that would leave all of our hard work undone. And that is how you manage to yammer your way through an entire harvest. Am I a pro YouTuber or what? Yeah, not even close. Alright, that is El Oatfield. Oh, you didn't want the header through your windshield? Well, you should have said something before I got here, lad. Obviously, it's a bit late once I'm already here. So let's have a look and see Click, click. Growth me now. Ah, purple. Harvested, harvested. Alright, nothing else is quite ready. Quite ready. Now, somewhere... there it is. Okay, it's not ready either. This is a little hemp field that we own, kind of tucked off, way off in the middle of nowhere, Escus. And... or maybe it's this one. It's not ready either. Dark green. Oh, I hope that... why would I own a mustard field? I wouldn't own a mustard field, man. Maybe I would. Oh, here it is. No, kind of a pale... oh, perhaps this is it. Alright. Yeah, but point being, nothing else is quite... that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Because, of course, we need some time to leave the... deal with the collateral damage here, i.e. the straw. So, we're going to do that. Now, first things are first. Let's get this thing so that it's actually ready for transport. There we go. And let's close this guy. Don't be doing it. Did you see the tongue was kind of traveling around like it was trying to follow the end of it? That was kind of weird. Whoop. I don't want to drive over that. That's a pretty big stack. Won't hurt the combine, but it might throw the header off the trailer. Now. Ah, yeah. I gotta go way past and then come back in. It's pretty impressive, eh? I've actually left the traffic on the whole time. Good thing, it's reasonably sensible. It doesn't keep trying to kill me like it was on the other maps. I mean, there's been a few attempts, but anybody that knows me long enough at some point goes, God, I'd like to kill him. So, I don't take it personally. Not at all. Not at all. Alright, we should be able to circle around here because I parked it up behind the shed. It's kind of one of those useless empty spaces that can have a better value. You're gonna turn, aren't you? You are. I thought you were. I mean, personally, I would have used a signal light, but you know, that's the coward's way, apparently. Alrighty, there we go. Boom, chakalaka, boom. Now, rather than try and sort them anywhere in particular, I've just been dumping the crop directly into the silo. Sort of a, you know, like the... oh, it was just the ladder in the way. Good. You know, it's like the old adage says, always put all your eggs in one basket. So I'm just putting everything into the silos and going from there. What do we got going on here? It's grass. It's growing. 33%. Now, I'm pretty sure we got to hit 66%. Oh, this is actual grass field. We could fertilize this if we wanted to. Do we want to? We probably do. I mean, as long as it is that big a patch of grass. And a field all at the same time. Might be worth doing. Now, a lot of our production stuff here has got bunches and patches of things in it. But this is far too busy a time of the year to be worrying about our factories for the moment. For the moment. Yeah, I put a bit of lumber into the warehouse, but other than that, there's just too many things that need the material still to be warehousing it. Oh, I ran out of trees. Once I use up whatever that's got left to spit out at me in the way of lumber, we actually have to do more logging. Yep. Hey, 500,000 liters of tree only goes so far, man. Only goes so far. And hup, we're in. Boom, 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 boom. So I have decided, in my standard bout of foolishness, that we are in fact going to use a baler. Whoa, 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 whoa. Phew. Dang. We are going to use a... okay. I don't know how that guy feels about it, but he never even slowed down. Brave bugger. Yeah, we're going to use a baler to pick up our straw. You can see I've actually cleaned out our little tiny bale enclosures. We might need something better now that I look at it. It is, well, pretty darn little tiny. Indeed. And 56,000 liters of oats. Boom, chakalaka, boom. That's the entirety of the field. So I emptied the harvester once, and then had an extra 6K to pick up this time. So, I suppose that's pretty reasonable. There we go. We're out. Yeah, I probably shouldn't try to drive between these little walls while it's swinging the doors around like that. I can see that may lead to trouble. You know, never thought of that, but it's a good spot for trailers back here. Okay, how we doing here? Getting there. Good stuff. It's a pretty good spot. Alright. So, up next, well, as soon as I get this puppy parked. Yes, indeed, puppy parking. Bum. Better than parking and sparking. Well, it's not. And let's go make some bales. Ba-ba-ba-bum, bum-ba-dum-bum. Yeah. Ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-bum-bum. Yes, indeed. Oh, look at this. Sunflowers by the miles. Oh, these are going to be so nice. 100% fertilated. Can't ask for more. Yep, same stuff here. Darn, that looks pretty close though, don't it? Ah, there they are. Yeah, I would think, seeing as there's no silk left on the cobs, that that's pretty much ready. Ah, well. Like I said, that could be an issue, because we know we're in for some rain. And, well... it's kind of bothersome. Kind of bothersome. I really don't want to end up losing them. Really? You parked... Oh, well, of course I parked at the far end of the field. Was the closest end of the shop. That's where I got it. Alright. Whee! Look, let's pretend we're playing Minecraft, yeah. Oh, that used to drive me nuts. Watching somebody's Let's Playing the whole time. If they weren't doing something, they'd do this from box to box. Just keep hopping around. Anyway. Okay. So yeah, just the stock in-game baler. I mean, why not? It certainly works. Kind of does what we need it to do. It picks up bales. Give it a second to chew up that big clump at the end, and then we're off. Perhaps not as simple a procedure as just sucking it up with the loading wagon, but trying to be a little bit fair here. I don't want to be, just because the silos will hold a lot of this stuff, etc. Yeah, I'd like to put seasons to its paces and actually have to do things like deal with putting these away and such, you know? Alright, looks like we got our first 3 bales. I don't know what that flash of light was. And if no one else saw it, just ignore it. I didn't say anything. Excuse me. Not really a lot to see, is there? Yeah, the baler's still behind me. Beyond that. Okay. And yes, we do have a bale stacker. I was watching Driz the other day on his channel. Oh, as you guys head on over, there is a link down in the descriptio. And he was using one of the round bale stackers from the Anderson group. Pretty cool, man. Got the little robotic arm on it that actually picks the bale up and it stacks them, 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top, and then when it unloads it in a column of these 3x3 round bales. So, really cool. I would have liked to have used it, but I didn't want to go round bales this time. I usually go round bales. I thought we'd go square bales. So, we've just got the good old standby in-game Arkeson. So, the other thing is too, because it kind of extrudes the bales off the back as opposed to stacking them up, it's something where you need a heck of a lot of floor space and not so much height. And unfortunately what I'm using for bale sheds, at least for the moment, don't qualify. They don't really have either, but I'm hoping they have enough height that I can stuff these under. Otherwise we're going to have to get fancy. And it's always better to get good than get fancy. Caw. Yeah, those waterfalls there. So, just the mere coincidence of where it happened and the fact that it said something about waterfall error or something, and yeah. But good stuff is the map is just fine. I mean, I figured it was. There hasn't been any sort of real issues. You know, and right from the very first testing on the map, you know, it was, the only things you find were silly little things like, you know, teleporting to a spot would put you somewhere inside of a building or inside of somewhere you couldn't get out of. Well, you can, you just tab to a vehicle, but other than that, and the bridges weren't quite as, well, user-friendly either. But beyond that, there has been no serious issues with it, at least not since it was given over to me for testing. And I think we're certainly putting it through the paces, you know. I've got a fat hog of a mod folder, and Well, up until whatever that little glitchy-vu was yesterday, it's run like a well-oiled nap machine. Yes, one of those. Oh, I was hoping they'd all be within the parameters. Well, see, I didn't bring myself a coffee here. There's nothing in the cup holder. Thankfully, the one I've got here beside my computer in real life is in much better stead. Yummy. Now, I'm just gonna hop out for a sec here. Alright. It's not going to insist on a plowing. Cool. I have to see what we decide to switch this field over to for next season, of course. Now, we are day 5 late summer. We can't pull off another planting of any kind, can we? Can we? We can, eh? We're actually right at the beginning. But then again, the issue with that is it takes you well into the next season. I think we're almost better off to leave our harvested fields empty for the winter. Well, we could always go oilseed radish and plow it all in. Maybe. Well, something to consider. Maybe we'll try an experiment and do 1 or 2 of eachy. See what it brings us. Because that'll count as a single fertilization. Not that it's been a big hassle to fertilize our fields to this point, but, you know. Even though we're making our own fertilizer, it's not free, at least not yet. So. Oh. A little janky there. Holy cow, this episode's just flying by. Just flying by. That's a fair few bales. How did I miss some there? Well, we are almost finished this field. A little bit of a different view for a change. We've been riding the tractor through almost all of it. So as Dre says, we'll toss up the drone. Looks like we're about to lose another one off the field. I'm gonna go nice and gentle. There we go. Boom. Perfect. Yeah, I'm really relieved that it worked out that I'm back on here. I'm relieved too that it wasn't you know, a bunch of work for Oldman that I finally got rid of the mod and it worked out again, so. Because Lord knows, the boy does more than enough here. I mean, good Lord, look at this place. So this should help really put some strain on the map. Once we've got 100 or 2 bales laying around, taking up resources. Precious little points of reference in the memory. Okay, this is the wimpy one, because I skipped over a row and got the edge row nice and fat. Because usually by the time I'm this far down a field, if I'm doing it myself and it isn't a hired worker, yeah, I'm off by a little bit. Even using the compass doesn't keep me perfect. Excuse me. Now I do believe that this you guys know that wasn't straw, eh? That was actually hay that I'd missed picking up with the forage wagon. But that's been a forever bug in Farm Sim. Whatever's in the baler stays in the baler, right? Don't matter, man. If you're a making straw, you're a making straw. You want to fill the middle of it up with hay? We're not going to tell anybody. Yes, indeed. Alright, that is a job well done. Very nice indeed. So let's tuck up the bits and pieces. Yeah, we'll just use this convenient little back road here. And bring it to its next destination. And I'm going to drop it off, and then I'll go get the stacker packer. Yeah, I have a feeling those little sheds that I have are going to be pretty too much useless as hay sheds. It was fine for that original 8 stack of, you know, emergency straw bales for getting our cattle settled, but beyond that, not really what we're after. I mean, they are, after all, the tiniest sheds in the game. Alright. Yeah, we're here. Go pick up our stacker. Ah, nobody's coming. Beautiful. And just leap right out. Well, we'll see. They're really small though, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah. I think I'll probably replace those. Something that'll stretch across the gap of both of them. Should work quite well. We don't need anything too monstrous. So I think what I'll do, guys, is I will drag the stacker up to this field, and then I'm going to go and bale that other field. And, well, next time around we'll either finish stacking, or maybe I'll end up doing all of it, and we'll be able to move to a point where some of our other crops will be ready. We'll see how it goes. But until then, I really hope you enjoyed what we put on here today. And again, a big thank you and shout out to Old Man 102. Please read the description down below, folks. A lot of real important information in there. And beyond that, well, if you enjoy the episode, enjoy the series, please remember to hit the like button. Take care of each other, guys. Ciao for now.